All right, cool. Yo, is a tune on? I feel like a tune on, but anyhow. Um, yo, you guys. So I posted on my story earlier, and you guys wanted a EQ tutorial. Well, really a mixing tutorial. So I am going to, I guess, teach like a basic EQing. This is called subtractive EQing, man. Subtractive EQing, and yeah. Let me show you how to do it. It's this is very. I usually tend to put this the first on my vocals. Um, any project I'm working on. So I'm working on my dog Matt's project, Dope Man 5G. His song Atlanta just dropped. So I'm just gonna show you how I subtractive EQ, and yeah. And I'm using F6 as an EQ. I'm using the mono. So yeah, let's do it.
Paperboy nigga
And for you know, there's also times so like you can kind of EQ when it's not with the beat, but it's better to EQ with the beat to subtract the frequencies or whatever. Even if you're boosting, you want those frequencies to be locked in with the beat rather than by itself because it's going to sound a lot more different. So yeah, here we go.
Paperboy nigga up. 24, feeling like he 42. On the ground, think about what Martin do. In Atlanta, so I move like the Marcus do. Keep space, get a little taste of the culture. Got numbers on the rise in the articles. Get the strap, you in pain, and they watching you.
So that's I typically for like my first cut, I want to get a high pass cut. So I'll start at like obviously I'll start backwards. So I'll start usually higher, maybe around 400 or 500 uh hertz, and then I'll back it back until um I don't hear his vocals anymore. So like this thing in it's also in Pro Q as well, but F6 that we can solo it. You can solo the vocal and then kind of bring it back. You know what I'm saying? Or just you can solo the frequencies in general so you can hear like where you need to cut it at. So I did that first. That was my first cut and my first subtraction. I usually don't. For me, like lately, I used to like boost up on my first EQ, but I usually I'll show you. Like this is what I usually do. Depends on like I said. It depends on the song.
Nigga 24, feeling like he 42. On the ground, think about what Martin do. In Atlanta, so I move like the Marcus do. Paperboy nigga up then earn.
That's what I typically do, bro. Like so, like let me explain what I just did. There's usually like a lot of I won't say mud, but it's harder to hear things. And like I said, it literally depends on the vocals because sometimes you can either use this low one and bring it up to like 1 to 200 frequency. It just depends on how they're singing or how they're rapping. But I peeped here in Matt's um, vocals. Da, da, da. Okay. That around like 250 is 260. That's like where it's like kind of dark in a sense. So I just literally I broke it down like -2.4 dB, and then I used the Q to widen it just to look like to like 3. But you don't want to. And I've learned. I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? Like how much the Q affects how your sound sounds, bro. So if you have like a super wide Q, it might be wide, you'll hear a lot more, but at the same time, you can kind of let a lot more things in. And if you have like more of a narrow cue for vocals, it's harder to hear things, but it's better for like pinpointing like spots to hit, like actual like little target areas rather than like a whole section. So I did that for there, and then for like this is why I've heard like mainly where the vocal lives. So like I just cut right there. So let me show you.
Paper boy, nigga, up this earth. Stripes in the legs, but I can't discern.
You so and then I widen it. I put it down. I put it down to like almost 3, and then I widen it to like 2.7. Sometimes I usually aim for like 2, because that's like where I can hear the vocals mostly. But 2, like I said, this kind of just by ear, and go off by that. I sometimes, like I said, I used to hit like up in this range a lot before, but like I said, that was because like it was like I was doing additive EQ, and then I would try to DS after that, and then it would not sound good. So yeah, but this is what I typically do for subtractive EQ. Like I said, it depends on sound, depends on the vocals in the song. So yeah, this is a tutorial, bro. Like yeah, like, comment, share, man. Peace, peace. Turn this out.